Hola amigos, it's your IFBB Bikini Pro Lisette Howard, and welcome to part 3 of our transformation series. And this segment is all about nutrition and diet. So if you guys have seen part 1 and part 2 of this series, then you know that I've talked about cardiovascular training, the different types of cardio that you can do to kind of really maximize your fat burning zone, and how to really maximize your time in the gym so that you're not just doing cardio just for the sake of doing cardio. Part 2 is about weight training and resistance training, and that part is really important because it's the step that's going to really help you guys change aesthetically the way that your body really looks. It's going to give you more of a body composition shift from just kind of high body fat to increased lean muscle mass, and it'll also help you sculpt those muscles so that you can get that really developed yet sexy type look that I know you guys really want. So this part 3, is all about nutrition and diet, and this part is really important because in my opinion, your nutrition represents 80% of the way that you look. And I can tell you just from experience from myself, because you guys already know that I step on the stage and I compete in the IFBB. The moment that I step off the stage and I'm kind of more relaxed with my diet and I start incorporating some more treats and refined white flours and sugars, I instantly start to see that my abdominal area starts to get a little soft. My body's a little bit more water retained. I don't have that really nice tight look that I really enjoy having most of the year. So nutrition truly represents 80% of the way that you look. And I get a lot of emails from you guys, and both from women and from men, telling me, hey Lisette, I've been training for a year, I've been, trying to eat clean, and I've been doing a lot of cardio, and, I really try to hit 400 to 500 crunches a day, and I still have this kind of belly fat that I can't get rid of. Help, what can I do? And instantly, I know that it has to do with the diet. There's a really big difference between eating clean and eating balanced. And I tell that to a lot of my clients because, you guys think that eating organic and eating things that are very, healthy and tons of flax seeds and avocados really represent a good diet. And you haven't seen a change in your body composition from eating those foods. And it's because these whole food diets are really heavy on carbohydrates and fats. So eating clean versus eating balanced is two totally different things that I'm going to share with you guys. What are some of the tricks that you can do to really start balancing out the foods that you eat? So first and foremost, I'm going to give you 4 tips that are the things that I kind of really focus on when I'm trying to make a shift or a difference in my body, and 4 tips that I give to all of my clients that are kind of like a guideline to stick to in order to really start to see some changes in the way that you look aesthetically. So first tip number 1 is you guys want to calculate your BMR. Your BMR is your basal metabolic rate, which is how many calories your body burns based on your age, your weight, your height, your gender, and your activity level. Your BMR gives you a BMR calorie count, which is how many calories you're burning. That number is super important because it'll tell you guys how many calories your body is burning if you keep doing things the way that you're doing. So if your activity level doesn't change, if your age doesn't change, if your weight doesn't change, that's the set number of calories that you guys need to eat in order to keep your body staying the same. So if you want to lose a little bit of weight, of course you're going to want to drop those calories. It's all about calories in versus calories out. So if you're consuming less calories than the calories that you're burning, you're going to lose weight. If you're consuming more calories than your body is burning, then you're going to gain weight. So it's very important that you guys figure out this BMR. And if you have taken a look at my channel, there's another video that I've done, and it talks about macronutrients and how to really calculate your BMR and how to kind of follow a good macronutrient plan. So refer to that video because I give you a lot of more detailed explanation on how your BMR works. But just kind of a baseline, you want to figure out your BMR. All right, so tip number 2 is that you guys are going to want to start following a higher protein diet. Now, we talked about the BMR, calculating your BMR calories. Now, you want to incorporate in your diet 40% of those calories to be protein, 40% of those calories to be carbohydrates, and only 20% of those calories to be fats. 1 gram of protein and 1 gram of carbohydrates equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fats equals 9 calories, so it's almost double. So you want the percentage of those fats to be lower than your proteins and carbs because fats do have a lot more calories. Now, following a higher protein diet is going to make a huge shift in the way that your body looks for two reasons. Reason number one is that your body does not store protein as fat. It stores carbohydrates and fats as fat, but it does not convert proteins into fats or store them as fat. So you can consume as much lean protein as you want, get yourself nice and full so you don't feel like you're hungry all day long, and you're actually not going to be storing those foods as those macros as fats, especially if you don't have time to get to the gym or do some cardio or weight train. Now, the second reason why you want to have a nice high protein diet is because it does help add to your lean muscle mass. Lean muscle is amazing because not only does it burn fat, but it also gives your body a really nice sculpted, beautiful look. If you guys are losing weight and you see that your skin is kind of soft and kind of flabby, and you realize that there's no muscle under there, it's really hard to get a tight, toned look if you don't have muscle, so the skin can kind of like sit around it or almost like shrink wrap itself around it. So you want to have protein not only to get yourself full and to be able to like consume good calories that are not getting stored as fat, but you also want to consume it in order to put on a little bit of muscle so that you can stay consistently burning fat, your immune system's nice and high, and you also get a really beautiful tight tone look to your body. Now, the third point, which is also really important, is that you want to stay consistent. Consistency is key when it comes to losing weight, because a lot of you have, or who are, feeling overweight or have gained, 10, 15 pounds because you've had a baby or just because you've gotten older, your metabolism has slowed down. You want to make sure that you give yourself enough time to lose the weight. If it took you 6 months, 8 months, 2 years to put on weight, it is going to be impossible for you to lose all of that weight within 2 weeks. It's unrealistic. And I know that, I work with a lot of you and you guys kind of get desperate. You're excited to start your new plan. You're excited to get back in the gym and lose weight. And, you're excited to follow a new nutritional plan. And you start to see some results a little bit quickly. And then you kind of start to fall off a little bit because it's been like 2 weeks and you haven't lost 10 or 15 pounds in 2 weeks because it's kind of not really the right way to do things. You want to do it slow and consistent. So consistency is key when it comes to losing weight. If it took you a long time to put it on, I'm not saying it's going to take you a long time to take it off, but it will take you a little bit of time. So you want to be consistent for at least 10 to 12 weeks in order to start really seeing great results. And 3 months of your life honestly is nothing, and you're going to look so much better at the end of it. So I definitely say that key number 3 is staying consistent with your diet. All right, so the fourth part of this series, and one of my kind of things that I really kind of push on clients and I use for myself, is you want to get yourself a food scale. Now, food scales are super important because they tell you exactly what you're eating. A lot of my clients aren't really sure what kind of foods they're putting in their bodies, or they think that they're eating something that's really healthy for them, and it's actually really high in fats. So for example, one thing that you guys love to eat, and I love to incorporate in my diet as well, but you have to be consuming it in moderation, is avocados. Avocados are fantastic. They have really great healthy fats in them. But if you consume half an avocado to one whole small Mexican avocado a day, you're consuming about 50 grams of fat just in that. And even though it's healthy fats, it's still fat. It still gets stored as fat. So kind of a general rule of thumb, if you're eating 50 grams of fat just from one small food group, you basically consumed all of the fats that you should be eating for your entire day just in that avocado. So if you get yourself a food scale, something like this, I love this one. This is Perfect Portions. It looks like the back of a cereal box, and it tells you everything. So for example, if you put a piece of avocado here, it'll tell you how many grams of that avocado is fat, how much is carbohydrates, how much is protein, how much sodium is in that avocado, and it'll tell you also your calories. So the same goes for anything you're eating, something like a banana. I love bananas, but one large banana has between 25 to 23 grams of carbohydrates. 21 or 18 of those grams is sugar. So although you want to be incorporating great fruits in your diet because they're, not only are they delicious, but they really keep you healthy and they're really great for your skin, you want to make sure that you're not going over on carbohydrates every day just because you're eating 1 or 2 bananas or a bowl of fruits every day. So the food scale is going to be really important because it tells you how much sugar you're consuming, how many fats, how many grams of protein you're getting in your foods. So I highly recommend you guys finding a food scale. It doesn't have to be the Perfect Portions. You can get pretty much anything in like ounces or grams. I like to calculate grams because I do follow macro plans. So that's just kind of, one of my, top 4 tips to kind of really helping you guys stay on track and losing weight is figuring out exactly what you're eating and how much you're eating, so you're not over consuming certain food groups that are adding to sugars and fats in your diets. So I hope you guys have found this video insightful. I hope that I have been able to kind of help you a little bit when it comes to your nutrition and kind of figuring out the things that you're eating and how to eliminate certain things in order to keep your weight down and keep your body looking really nice and tight. It's basically impossible to have a transformation in your body if you're not doing a transformation in the way that you eat. So nutrition is key, and honestly, it represents 80% of the way that you look. So start changing, making small little changes in your diets, and you guys will see some amazing results. So thank you guys so much for watching. You guys can follow me on Instagram under Lisette_Howard_fitness. I post tons of tips on diets and nutrition and training and cardio, so please check out my Instagram. You guys can also find all of my packages, posing, nutrition, coaching on my website, LisetteHoward.com. And please subscribe. Thank you guys so much, okay? Ciao.